Hello everyone, it's John from Brisbane as I continue to fiddle around yet again. Yes, might be a bit different. I've coming off medication at the moment, so I may not be quite as chipper, or I am fiddling with my beard. So yeah, it's always the problem when changing medication or doing odd things with medication. I always find that things change. But as you may have noticed from either Twitter or one of my many social media accounts, I've been fiddling around doing things, moving things around. As you can see behind me, I've been fiddling with my role-playing games. God knows why. I'm only playing with one group at the moment, but one lives in eternal hope of playing some games again. Can't be too greedy, I suppose. But what did I find during my cleanup? Well, I bought these years and years and years ago, but I found some art prints from yes, I did play Magic in the very beginning when it first came out. I've still got my Alpha Beta set. Yes, I got Black Lotuses. I've got about a 95-96% complete set of Alpha Beta, if you'd like to call it that. So leaving them for the kids. That should be enough to pay for my funeral. But yeah, so Cheldoran Sky Knight by Mark Poole. I bought them when they came into, who was the company shop then? Brisbane Cards. That's right. I'm trying to remember who the couple were that ran it. Very nice couple. I loved going in, used to stop in, see them when I finished work. I'd pop in and see them afterwards and have a chat. And of course, they were the days when you could buy a box of, you'd buy a box of Magic cards. I think I was paying about $130 Australian for a box of Magic boosters, and you were guaranteed of getting the complete set virtually, which was good. I could buy 3 and I had essentially my playing set and yeah, they got these prints. I got 2 of them in because I'm always rather nice. I've must get around to getting them framed, but as usual my wall space sadly has to go to bookcases. So yeah, so that was one of the little finds I found when I was going through. But of course the other one, Lon. I'll mention Lon because he very kindly messaged me and we struck up a small conversation about the fantasy trip. He was, that's one of the things that I suppose, sometimes I think I just talk to the ether, and I talk to myself all the time, but it's nice when somebody responds back and say that they, that they found a memory stirred, or that they enjoyed the fact that I brought them some happiness or some memories associated with having seen something from their, dare I say, youth. I've never been young, so I don't know what youth is. Youth for me was, oh geez, not even then, but anyway. But what I found as part of my cleanup was another old one, which I suppose was trying to compete, was the old Arduin Grimoire. And yes, and of course I rather sadly, yes, never laminate. I suppose it's protected the book to some degree, but it's very, 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 I don't know if you can see it, but it's really tiny print. And I must admit, back in 1980 when I bought this, and admittedly this has got a copyright of 1977, so it must have come out more or less straight after to compete with Dungeons and Dragons. And here you go. So this would have been in the very beginning of 1980. I'd have bought this when my wife was working at Execugames, but it cost, and I can't read it there, I'm going to have to go have a look at it, but it cost me $16.95 Australian per book, which is an outrageous price back in 1980 something. Might have been 83, 84, I can't remember now. But yeah, so that was, you had all sorts of, I'll have to go back and have a look at this again, just for nostalgia, but yeah, so who was it? David Hargrave was the, so volume 1 was the Grimoire, and then Welcome to Skull Tower was book 2, and book 3 was The Runes of Doom. Yeah, so I was quite pleased to see that they've all survived. So clearly meant to go, I think, with Dungeons and Dragons by the looks of it. Yeah, I would think that that's yeah. Don't ask me, my memory is as good as nothing, to be honest. But part of that then, yes, I've got stuff loaded off to the side here. I'm going to do a few videos so that I can space it off rather than do one massive video. But a part of, obviously, with the Arduin Grimoire was that I found the dungeons. So there was number 1, which was designed for characters level 8 and up. What was that called? Caliban, by the looks of it. Then there was one here for levels 1 to 4. They did have, and I've got them hidden away somewhere. They had, I think they were yellow card that had characters and magic items, and they had artwork that went with it. And I'm trying to locate them to put them back with the publications. So, but yes, there was the Citadel of Thunder and Deathheart, which oddly enough, yeah. So that other one there, what was that? Citadel of Thunder was for levels 5 to 8, and Deathheart, they didn't quite say what the levels for that were, but yeah. So I was Dungeon and Overland Adventure. 8 new monsters, 8 new treasures. Yeah, so that's right, that's what they did. They had the little yellow, I think yellow card inside. So I'm going to have to go find them now, because I know that they're not too far away. I've got them squirreled somewhere safe. Reminds me of that thing from that the movie of Lord of the Rings, where Gandalf comes up to Frodo and says, "Is it safe? Is it secret? Or is it secret? Is it safe?" I can't remember. It's been a while since I've watched it, but you know, I can still remember. Is it safe? Yes. I'm damn sure it's safe. I hope it is. Anyway, so there you go. Arduin Grimoire, and my bit of artwork from my days of magic, which now I refuse to touch anything that's collectible, because all it is spend money, spend money, spend money, spend money, and I refuse. Hey, look, it might be a good game, but you know, I've got so much magic sitting in my other room, which you can't see, but there is a room that's got a cupboard that's just chock-a-block with collectible card games that I've got. You know, I've got Legend of the Five Rings, I've got Battletech, I've got Magic, I've got Star Trek, I've got, I can't remember what else is in there, but you know, collectible card games or collectible miniature games. You know, I've got HeroClix, I've got Mage Knight, I've got all sorts of bits and pieces that I've dabbled in, And admittedly, this was when I had money and I had a job. And, you know, yes, okay, when you've got disposable income, I suppose you can think about collectible things. But now, and to be honest, if I had, you know, like at the moment here in Australia, we've got 2 mega draws for our lotto at the moment. I think they're both at, I think tonight's lotto is 50 million, and I think next Tuesday's is 60 million. And to be honest, if I were to win either one of them, I wouldn't even go back to collectible card games. I wouldn't be wasting my money on collectible card games anymore if I had the money. It's not worth it. Absolutely not worth it, because I can spend my money on better things, because it's just a waste. But I've digressed, and anyway, look, thank you very much for your time. I hope you've enjoyed this. So who knows what my next one, well, I know what my next one is because they're all lined up here beside me. So thank you very much for your time. So signing off, the Honourable John.